Good afternoon. I am Kallen Rittberger. I go to Rapid City Christian High School and I am a sophomore there. I am a devoted 4-H member. I work on the family ranch and farm. I am a Fairburn volunteer fire department person there, and I am invested in conservation efforts. At first I didn't know what I was going to do my topic on, but one quick run through Custer State Park and I knew exactly what it was going to be. As you can guess from the picture in front of or behind me, it is on the pine beetles. Non-pine beetle working groups have many accomplishments, and some of them are 480,000 trees were marked on 200,000 acres. 194,000 trees treated on 34,000 acres. 27,000 trees sprayed with insecticides. 15,400 acres of active timber sales, and 200,000 infested trees were milled. To me, it is hard to believe that a beetle that is just smaller than just about the size of a grain of rice can make so much devastation and devour so many patches of trees. Craig Bobzine, the previous forest supervisor, reported that 400,000 of 1.2 million acres were infested in the Black Hills Forest in 2011. That was the 14th year that was a sustained attack on the forests. With that being said, I think that we all realize that there are social, economic, and environmental impacts on the Black Hills. I looked at the impact and saw that there was many threats of fire, and these huge fires can cause soil erosion, loss of habitat, property losses, and tourism losses. So you asked me how we can treat from these large scale fires. Well, there's 3 things that I know of: cutting and chunking, cutting and peeling, and moving in infested logs. In 2010, people saw major damages in the forests around them. The government granted $170,000 for the treatment of infested logs. Later, the governor saw that this wasn't going to be enough, so he granted $2 million more of his own, which can be put as effects for pheromones, which are hormones that can bait the bugs into one general direction, and insecticides, which are extremely expensive, which can raise the taxes on the tax people. I do not think that all the pine beetles are the general effect of huge fires. I think some other causes are drought conditions, climate change, and forest management practices. There are many fuels that are on the ground and standing dead timber that we should worry about. About 4.5 to 5 million infested trees are dead or in our general place in the Black Hills. Other uses for these dead trees can be for biomass, which make pellets for pellet stoves, and biorefinery work, which makes ethanol. The Forest Service is short about $3.5 million for treatment, and there are also landowners that are treating the forests around their land, so that also cuts in the cost. Neiman Timber Products can only take so much wood, and they found themselves in a predicament that they are overflowing with dead trees. There are many huge fires around the Black Hills that have taken place, and one of them was the Myrtle Fire, which cost approximately $3.2 million with 4,000 acres burned. Also, the Waldo Canyon Fire in Colorado, which cost $352.6 million, that burned about 28 miles squared. Brian Garbish with the Forest Conservation explained that from the winter of 2010 to now cost about $8,670,000, which was used to fight the pine beetles. And then also the counties and the private landowners that were feeding that cost. One large-scale fire can cost as much or even more than it does to prevent the pine beetles. Removing dead or infested logs can keep firefighters much more safe, as myself or my friends. That means getting rid of snags, which are small trees, and fuel that are on the floor of the forest. Direct costs can be easy to figure into our budget, but indirect costs are hard to put a value on if we have a fire. Some of those costs can include tourism, loss of grazing, loss of instinctive beauty, soil erosion, reclamation of fire areas, and loss of timber industry. In thinking of the costs of conservation, consider cleanup, reclamation costs, and a fire in the Black Hills. Thank you.